Hello friends, welcome to the course of Marketing Management 1, Unit number 4, Marketing Segmentation, Targeting and Positioning. I'm Dr. Vinod Malkar, Professor of Marketing, and today's topic of discussion is Market Segmentation. Before moving ahead, this unit will contains definition, need and benefits, basis of market segmentation for consumer goods and industrial goods services, segment, niche and local market, mass marketing, long tail marketing, effective market segmentation criteria, evaluating and selecting target markets, and we'll have a discussion on concepts of target market, concepts of positioning, value proposition, and USP positioning errors, market potential, and market share. So this is something contents of Unit 4 may be divided into 4 videos to understand an entire unit. Moving ahead, which are these products and brands? So you see this, what is this? So we can call this a loose sugar. And if we have a next, the same traditional sugar has been converted into a branded Madhur sugar. So mass marketing is trying to convert into a brands so that customer have a choice whether they should go loose or whether they should go for a brand sugar. We'll see which products and these brands. So if you see, this is an various cars from an Maruti. The question is why Maruti have so much of cars in their product portfolio. You find there is a Ciaz, Swift, Desire, Ertiga, Wagoner, Alto, Brezza, Swedes. So there are so many cars from an Maruti. So the question arises why Maruti have a range of cars from an rupees 3 lakhs to maybe a rupees 15 lakhs per car with an various segments we can say, or there is any another evaluations rather than the income group. That also we have to understand why a company having different kind of brands in their product portfolio. Similarly, if you see these are various soaps. So why Hindustan Unilever have Hamam, Lifebuoy, Lux, Livil, Dove, Pierce, more than that. Even if you see Lifebuoy having Lifebuoy Plus, Lifebuoy Gold, even Lux is having Lux International, Lux various colors combinations. So almost more than 20 plus product mix which is available with only the soaps with Hindustan Unilever. Similarly, you see again Hindustan Unilever have Wheel, Veen, Surf Excel. So again Comfort, Vim, Domex, even Surf Excel powder, Surf Excel bar, Vin powder, Vin bar, Wheel powder as well as Wheel bar. So why Hindustan Unilever again having Wheel, Veen, Surf Excel? So these are 3 different products in their product portfolio. So that's the question, and the answer is nothing but segmentation. So market segmentation, dividing a market into distinct groups with distinct needs, characteristic or behavior who might require separate products or marketing mix. So you find a market is dividing into a very several groups or distinct groups with having distinct needs, characteristics or behavior who might require separate products in their marketing mix. So the importance of a market segmentation. Market have variety of products, needs and preference. So why we should go for a market segmentation? Because market have a variety of products and that needs and preferences. Marketers can better define the customer needs. Decision makers can define objectives and allocate resources more accurately. Criteria for segmentation. Sustainability. Segment must be a large enough variant and special marketing mix. So whenever we identify a certain segment, we have to check in the 4 major categories, whether the segment is large enough, whether the segment have identifiability and measurability, whether the segment must be identifiable. आपको if you are able to identify a particular, even and their size should be measurable. Like, and if you take an example of diabetic biscuit from the Britannia, so we should know how much of diabetic patient in India. So that is called as a measurability. We have to check whether it is a substantial segment. So if the segment is very small, it is very difficult establishing a new line of production and to sell the products across the India. Then accessibility. Members of targeted segments must be reachable with marketing mix. So the segment must be accessible. Otherwise, we have produced a products for a particular segment. We found that is measurable, sustainable. But if that particular segment is not accessible, so there is no use of segmenting the product. And the last one, that is responsiveness. So unless segment responds to a marketing mix differently, no separate treatment is needed. Like in the first case, we seen the loose sugar and the branded sugar by Madhur. So maybe still in Indian market, the consumer are not responsive to the branded sugar, and that's why still they are going to the traditional sugar rather than increasing the cost of branding. So they doesn't find much more difference between loose sugar and branded sugar. So a marketer should have measure these four criteria, measure the segmentations with these four criteria, then only they can think to go ahead. Let us have one more identification of an segment. Here you find the L'Oreal. So you see the particular segment, like an young woman in the middle age group with an middle and higher income group. Pampers, the age group that is here in various sizes. So we can say the kg, that is 9 kg to 14 kg. And you find, so these are for the kids. So the kids is a segment. You find here the person have loss of hair on their, the generally if we have to categorize, that is above 40 or even nowadays even above 30 also, some of the cases that you can find, and the segment that you can go as a middle segment and higher income group, and particularly passionate about hair on their heads but lose of hair, and that's why hair transplant, that generally the segments. Then Mercedes, so a particularly highly rich class customers, that this segment has been made. And you see this is the Manyavar group, and the topmost couple of an India, that is Virat Kohli and Anushka. They went for this kind of segmentation. So this is something about market segmentation. And the last example that we can see about Volkswagen Group. In economic class, the cars, that is Volkswagen seat, which is again in the European market, like the Poland, and so this something they are having in commercial trucks and buses with Volkswagen, MAN, and Scania brands. They are in mid-segment premium car like Audi, Skoda, and the luxurious cars like Bugatti, Bentley, Porsche, and Lamborghini, and they are very famous sports bike Ducati. So you find a Volkswagen Group having a different kind of product portfolio, and they had segmented different markets and fulfilling the needs of each segment by launching so many brands in the market. That is not in only India, but in worldwide. It's a German-based Volkswagen Group having an presence in all over world with their various such kinds of brands. So thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe our channel ASK to get an updated video in marketing management.